Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ray Reynolds here with RaysWebinar.com. All right, in the beginning today, please get a tablet and a pen. Try to write everything down that we talk about. The ultimate goal is getting you what I call pass go. All right, one of the things you don't want to do is just put it in a tablet or a cell phone. Let's get it in the brain. All right, and what I want to do is help you as much as I can. So let's do this. The information provided is protected in many ways. I'd like you to write down a phone number, please. The phone number is how you get into the office here, or you give me a call. It's 800-510-3338. The main thing for me is to help everybody I can as much, because I believe most people get stuck and kind of give up. All right, we hesitate, we guess, we ask friends, we ask family. You know, it's amazing what you could really do if you knew how to do it. Me, I started out, I got my first 100,000 at 9.5 through the corporate structure. We'll go through the little history. $1 million at 14, $1 billion at 24, and double billion at 26. Retired, help people still, having fun. All right, went through a coma, a couple other things as well. Biggest thing is to help people. All right, I want to make sure you understand the rules and the tools, because every time you ask your friends, your family, the bank, somebody gives you a different opinion. Years ago, I'm the guy that used to help Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW, and Asperian. I want you to do something I do. I plan on the problems every time. I'm going to plan on 10 things happening today no matter what I say or do. But there's one thing I can always fall back on: safety, credit, and the line of defense. Write those two things down, please. Safety, credit, line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it every time. Now, I don't want you to ever bring the pain home. Most people, probably all people, bring the pain home because they don't know better and they don't know how to play the game of business. So today we're going to talk about how we fall down and we call it Humpty Dumpty. We got to get back up again. Not a problem with that. My little journey, I'll tell you a little bit about it today. I'd like your journey to begin with me. I'd like to hold your hand for the next 90 days at least, if you allow me to. Now let's start a little bit about me. We'll start at 3 years old, for instance. At 3 years old, I was with Mrs. Hope. She got her weekly and monthly checks. She dropped me off at Redondo Beach every morning at 6:30, picked me up at 5 o'clock. She did this from 3 to 9.5 years old, by the way. All right, I always thought she was a she-devil from hell. I had to steal and beg off the pier, and that kind of sucked. But you know what? After all that time, it was probably the best thing in my life. Because what I did is I looked at Marina Del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. What I saw was money. So when I was a little boy, I started collecting books, CDs, and things, anything I can find out about rich and famous people. Magazines, you name it. I wanted to know how they got their money. All right, was it handed to them? Did they win some type of lottery? Did they inherit it? Did they make it? So let me show you a couple things that I obtained through my little journey. The Lamborghini collection, the Duffys, the mansions, all right, beating world records, having fun there too. All right, making sure I had the race boats parked in my backyard, the helicopters, the yachts, all right, and the bottom line is even the Ferraris too. You see, what I went through, it forced me to learn rules and tools and have the discipline to go get it. So we're going to call this Ray's Rules today. If you listen very carefully, write things down, I'll show you exactly how you can do it for yourself, and I'll offer to do it for you in the beginning. That way I can teach you to fish, and you can fish on your own too. You see, 43 years ago, I wrote Winning the Game of Business. And what I had to do is turn it into a game. You see, I had to move 24 times by the time I was 11 and a half years old. All right, that kind of sucked. But what happened is these people were mean, all right, on the 1st and the 15th every month. I think the mortgage or the rent was due or something. All right, but they were actually mean to me, so okay. You know one thing? I turned it into a game. There's one thing about me, when I play a game, I play to win. I bet you do the same thing. When you play a game, do you read the instructions? You want to win too, right? Play a game today, and let's learn the rules and the tools and the discipline, and let's get you to the workshop with me. All right, we'll show you exactly what that means so you don't bring the pain home. As a kid, I collected and I basically got the books, whatever I could in magazines, and I learned a corporation's a legal person. I connected the dots. I don't know if you remember Helping Hand Industries in the 60s. It was kind of fun. It went worldwide. You see, I sent away a little money order, and I'm the founder of Helping Hand Industries. I got credit cards in the mail, didn't know why, but what happened is everybody got credit cards without applying back then. All right, that family I lived with, they took it away from me, so I suspended the corp, brought it back later on. You know one thing, I brought in my first million at 14 and a half. So today, let's give you some rules, some tools, and let's see if we can get you the discipline as well. First thing I'd like to do is hold your hand for 90 days. In 90 days, I'd hold your hand, put you in seminar, workshops, or boot camps. The way that I can get you to your $1 million dream. Everybody needs to know the answers to certain things, and God gave me a brain with an IQ off the chart. It's kind of fun. So I can help you. And what happens in most times when you lose your job or have an emergency, what happens is you run out of time, you run out of money, you jack up your credit, and you bring the pain home in 42 days. By the way, there's a better way than that. Let me give you some of the tools and rules today. Now, what I'd like you to do is find some time you're kind of missing. If you got a goal, you got to realize you got to get up every morning at 4:30 in the morning. I don't know why you're sleeping in anyway. As we do this, getting to know me is pretty simple. All right, I'm going to hold your hand all through the process. You're stuck with me. I'm not going to pass the buck. As I helped Ken Yarborough years ago, TRW in a spear, and that was fun. But here's the thing that bothers me a lot. One of the calls we got this morning, the man was with Lexington Law for 3 years. Sorry, I don't want to put people down, but credit repair is a scam. All right, don't listen to me. Just Google the word Credit Services Act. It'll tell you flat out they can't collect money up front, and all they're doing is writing silly letters. The next thing is it'll refer to the Credit Repair Organization Act, and it'll refer to actually a reference into Lexington Law that has 3 government agents that has filed complaints against them. Now that's just the facts. The bottom line is, what are you really supposed to do? Listen to your friends, your family, the bank? I'll tell you what, if you listen to me, I'll show you exactly how you can rebuild the credit the right way. And you'll learn the rules and how much to use on a credit card as well, because everybody's kind of guessing on that too. So building the relationship with me and building your dreams. I like to be a part of that. So as we do this today, let's think about a couple things. First of all, I'd like to repackage your life, your house, your car, and your bank account. Sorry, don't be offended, but I think you're doing it wrong anyway. So if you allow me to help you, I can get you where you want to go. Credit saved my life as a kid. It saved my life as an adult when I came out of a coma in 2009. So I like credit. Every time I hear somebody say money for a rainy day, to me that's just blah, blah, blah. What they should be saying and teaching today is called safety credit, because we all need that. You see, when it rains, it doesn't rain in my life, it always pours. I always need some more. So let's think about something right now. Let's say you have an emergency and you need $5,000, but you need it now, not next week, not 3 weeks from now. You ask your friends and your family, they tend to say no, and they kind of hold you back, and they look at you like this or that. The bank says no too. But if you had the discipline and the rules and the tools, like this card here worth $5,000, let's say we had the safety credit, and we turned around and we had to max it out. That's okay, as long as we know the payment's $50 a month, which the average person wastes every other day anyway. So we could play catch up, not fall down. You see, the discipline and the rules and the tools actually will make it better for you. Now, they say the average person wastes $140 a week. I don't know if that's true about you, but the reality is this. Let's think about it. Here's a Venture and a Venture One card. All right? Every card is $50,000. I believe everybody needs $100,000 of credit. But here's the problem with personal credit. All right? You can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. So personal credit has to be called safety credit. That's all it's good for, safety. But if you jack it up, you drop your score, you can't get any more. So what happens is, if you had to max out a card for $50,000 today, the payment's $612.26. So what the average person is wasting every month, they could have maintained a $50,000 safety credit card. Heck, they could have got a couple pizzas a day. The people should actually stop wasting money. But again, that's just the rules and the tools and how to play the game. So we've got to look at it as this. Like I said in the beginning today, I want you to plan the problems. I'm sorry, no matter what you say or do, they're going to happen. All right, blank's going to hit the fan, and guess what someone's going to do? Get in your way. But if you got safety credit In the line of defense, you can see it, believe, and go get it every time. Now, I'll show you exactly what I mean through this free overview. It's like running your own race. It's one of the hardest things to do because everybody around you wants to keep you down. So if you run and you fall, just keep to the straight and narrow. You got to keep working it. One of the things I do is I turn off the sounds of other people. I have all my life. I've heard no a billion plus times. I never gave up. So the reality is this: keep running your race no matter what anybody says. You see, it's like anything else. Me, I reach my goals. I have all my life because I don't quit until I do. Believing in myself. For instance, I hold the record for the highest kick on the planet. That just means white men can jump, by the way. From there, you can understand something. All right, don't let people tell you can't do this or that. That makes no sense. God gave us all a gift and a dream, and we can help other people too. You got the ability, and you got an SSN. Congratulations. You see, we all, including me, were told as a teenager to go get the SSN to get a job. So we follow like sheep, and we did what we were told to do. Now, if we get screwed up, we're the duck. Because they come after us, we better duck. You only have 1 or 2 write-offs at all. That's all you get. So what are we supposed to do now? Bring the pain home? No, never. You see, when you got that SSN, that means you got an Aspirian, a TransUnion, and an Equifax too. That means one thing. You got a credit report today, but if you jack up the card past 29%, you drop your score, that's on you, and now you're stuck. What are you supposed to do now? Well, that's where I come in place with you. I'm going to make sure you learn the rules and the tools and understand why you got the SSN. Is because the government bonds us each. We are actually the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way. That's what we are. It's okay. All right? Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they've been printing money 24/7. So let's write a little list today. You ready to write? You got your tablet and pen? I'd like you to write down Ray's rules. Let me help you get $100,000 of personal credit. Only for safety. Remember, you can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. And I'm going to tell you flat out, never jack up a card past 29%. You do that, you drop your score, you can't get any more, now you're stuck. If you listen to me and you had 71,000 of safety credit, in case there's a pandemic, in case there's something going wrong, you lose a job, you got to feed your family, guess what? You got it. But again, what most people do, probably most of you, you took the money and the credit from the family and tried to start a business, you rolled the dice. Sorry, you probably hurt the family and you brought the pain home. Can you write down never to do that again? I'm going to show you a better way. I promise of that today. So you got the ability to change the way in your direction if you listen. See, we've all went through bad things in our life. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I went down the big hill, hit my face on a curb, got knocked out in a coma. Thought I was never to walk again in my life, but I got up. There's me in another coma in 2009. That time I had swine flu and pneumonia. What did I do? I took people on my corporate yacht on July 4th. Someone had swine flu and pneumonia. They should have been on the yacht anyway. They should have basically told me they had it so I could throw them over and feed them to a shark. But my life got destroyed because that person didn't wear a mask. They should have been on the damn boat in the first place. So there's me in the hospital waiting to die. Didn't matter if I'm worth millions and billions of dollars. All right, it still killed me anyway. You got a choice. They called it H1N1 at the end of the day. Now, what am I supposed to do? Say boo-hoo-hoo like some of you? No. What did I do? I went to a place to live because everything was destroyed. They had to deliver tanks, oxygen tanks, to that place I was living at. I had to put them under my arm because, you see, my problem was this. I didn't get to mommy and daddy like all of you. I didn't call anybody. I had to figure it out myself again. So I put my credit score back to an 820. I made myself a qualified CFO, and I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and from now on, you met me, neither will you. You're going to learn the alternative and the better way to do this. Yes, today you don't get a do-over at all. You get to live or die. I'm going to suggest, like everyone else is today, wear a mask. What do you got to lose? Oh, grandma and grandpa, you might kill them next week. All right, if I knew to wear a mask around my head or a bubble, all right, instead of laying there in the hospital being dead, believe me, I would have did that too. You see, it's very simple. You get a moment to die and a lifetime to live. You got to decide which one works for you. As we do this, please never be comfortable. I've never been comfortable a day in my life. All right, I think comfortable people are lazy. If you're comfortable, you're just going to get by, and you're going to be broke like everybody else. You see, what I did today is pretty simple. I've been doing it since I was 2.5 years old. I dropped to my knees at 2:20 in the morning, said, "Thank you, Jesus, for another day." Then I go find a mirror. I want you to try this once, please. I look in the mirror and I stare at myself. I take responsibility for me. Got no one else. I got God and me. That's it. So what am I supposed to do? Now, I don't comb my teeth. I don't comb my hair. I ask myself 2 questions. Have I completed everything I need to? The answer is no. So why are you sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning? Is there more to be done? Always. You see, what I've watched for 43 years at seminars, workshops, and boot camps, everybody gets an idea, a dream that God gives you, and then you go ask your friends and family. And then they gave their opinion. All right, God gave you the idea and the vision and the dream, and you ask somebody around you, they don't want to see you do better than them. All you did is cloud your direction anyway. Do yourself a favor for 90 days. Shh. Don't tell them what you're going to do, please. Let me do the work with you or for you. Hand you the fish, and when it all works for you, and they ask you how'd you did this or that, just say raisewebinar.com. That's all you're going to have to do. Now, I want you to do what I do. I want you chasing the money. You see, money is one of my favorite top 10 things in my life. Yes, I love money. I'm not afraid to admit it, because then I don't have to steal and beg off the pier. I can feed my family. I can pay my bills. I can help people like you. So let's go chase the money. This time you're going to have to do a couple things and follow through. We're getting older, slower. We're not as purry as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Maybe you'll drive an Uber and deliver some pizza if that's your American dream. It's not mine, but it could be yours. You never know. You see, you got a choice today. When I got used and abused by the Hope family and everyone else, they had a poker game every Wednesday night. I listened to the poker game standing outside the pantry, which was my bedroom next to the garage. Every time they said something that made kind of sense, I wrote it down. I circled it 10 times. You see, what I heard one night was very simple. A corporation's a legal person. I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. I couldn't sleep all night. I went to the library the next day, next to Torrance Police Department. I asked the lady, how do I look this up? She says, here's a microfiche, here's a book. So I was all excited looking for the book, the rules, the tools, the blueprint, the instruction manual. I'm going to get out of hell. Isn't that going to be good? And I got pissed off. One of the things that I've always done for me is I take that energy and I turn it internally. I figure out a way to get out of hell. Unfortunately, there's no book and CD that give you the step-by-steps. Even today, you can get a book about secrets. If somebody knows, just tell people and help people. Oh, the motivational, I love that too. I listen to it every day. But if they don't give me the rules and the tools and the blueprint instruction manual, at the end of the day, it's still blah, blah, blah. So if you want the rules and the tools, it's pretty simple. How about the Millionaire's Founders Kit, 12 books and CDs? You could do that and create $1 million of credit today. How about the real estate, the financial series? Don't forget what I wrote 43 years ago, Winning the Game of Business. Now, here's how it works. When I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years, all right, I used to sell that series for $20,000 a pop. There was a line around the hotel, even at the Marriott in Long Beach for 40 plus years. Now, the office today sells this literally for $999. Me, when I'm doing the webinar with you, I give it away for $499. But that means you have to Zelle it while I'm doing the webinar. If you don't Zelle $499, you get to call sales. Sales will charge you $9.99 because that's what they're supposed to, so they can get their commission. Take a picture of this page today. You see, ever since COVID-19, we take Zelle wire deposit so we can expedite everything for you. As we do this today, don't forget that phone number. It's 800-510-3338. So let's understand what I want to do for you. I want to rebuild your credit. Okay, I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. We're going to tell you the truth every time. All right, it's not going to be a magic wand. So guess what? When we rebuild the credit, I'll put you in a rapid rescore as well. a credit line, corporate articles, books, CDs, and classes, you'll be with me. By the way, write it down, please. 25 to 29% on every given credit card. No zero balance, and don't jack it up past 29%. When you do that, you drop your score. That's on you. Now you can't get any more, and now you're stuck. I got to make you a qualified CFO, and that's very important to do. So as we do this today, let's remember, there's 4 ways to play with me about money. Real estate would be the first thing I like to do as much, because we can make millions of dollars today. Now, we get a property to fix it up. I got to turn it into a game for me, so I'm going to call it a flippity-dippity-do. Maybe a duplex, a fourplex, an apartment complex. I love commercial real estate as well. From there, let's do this. How about a franchise? But we got to pick the ones that stay open through COVID-19. Like the McDonald's, the Taco Bell, and the Wendy's when they got the beef. From here, we could even do profit sharing as well. Now, leveraging money and credit. I was known also as the incorporator for most rich and famous people. I was turning people into millionaires and billionaires. By the way, there's a way to leverage money and credit 84 ways. You could turn every one of these into 99 more. But I'm going to tell you today, I'm only going to teach you 3 or 4 ways anyway. That's all you're going to need. So as you do this today, let's keep in mind, as an example, right in front of you is a Lamborghini. What I would say this, pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Now, what does that mean to you? Pretty simple. People around you that are rich and famous that you see all the time, what are they driving? A company car, and they're riding it all off. But not you. You get a paycheck. Oh, by the way, you got to get the leftover after it's been taxed. Then you pay your bills. You pay for a car you should not. And most of you take the money and the credit from the family and you roll the dice. And sorry to say, you brought the pain home. You could actually get that car under a tax ID at fleet price if you want. So what I'd like you to do is think about something today. Are you using your paycheck, which I hear is called taxable income, and paying the payment, the gas, registration, insurance? If you are, can you yell the word no now, please? You got the ability to actually get a car under a tax ID and a fleet price, and I'll show you step by step at the workshop if you'd like me to show you how to do that too. It's not a problem. Remember, the consensus they're all fighting about on the radio and the news all the time because they want to count the people. They got to know how much money to print. Nothing wrong with that. It's just the rules and the tools. So the bottom line is this. You got an SSN. Congratulations. Just like me, we did it when we were teenagers to get a job because they told us to. Let's do this right now. Let's write down Ray's rules. I know if I ask you if you read the card front and back, you're all going to say yes. Then I'm going to ask you what it says, and you're not going to know. You didn't retain it here. So, ladies, please pull it out of your purse. It's next to your feet on the floor. How about gentlemen, pull it out of your wallet, please. Let's read the card. It says don't laminate, don't use for ID purpose. It tells you flat out it's not even your card. So you got the ability, you got one SSN, and the Federal Trade Commission says people are screwed up today. Could be you. There's an alternative to do this. Remember, personal credit should be known as safety credit. So you got that SSN, that's good. You get 1 or 2 write-offs, and that's all you get. The next thing, again, you got an Experian, a TransUnion, an Equifax. Good. But here's the problem. If you jack up a card past 29%, you dropped your score. That's on you. Now you can't get any more, like a house and a car. So you got to learn the rules, the tools, and hold the discipline. That's how you're going to get to the next part of your life and have fun. Please write down SS4 times 4, please. I want you to remember something today. When I was 7.5 years old, I heard a corporation's a legal person. So if you had an SS4, limited liability at all, you get to write off the credit card's interest rate, depreciation value, and more. It's amazing what you could do with more knowledge today. But again, you got to realize, for every SS4 I can get you, all right, guess what? Experian, Equifax, TransUnion too. That means you get to write off the credit interest rate and finance the business off minimum payments and go get the $1 million dream. The only thing that's going to hold you back is you. Nothing wrong with that at all. Remember what I said earlier today, write down SS4 times 4. You see, the thing is this. When I was having fun in 1986, I created divisions the way they are today. Now, remember something, please. Don't name the corporation after you. I'll call that dumb. Don't name it what it does. That's double dum-dum. Can you write down line of defense, please? I want to teach you how to play the game and win every day. A division for real estate, franchise, current business. For every tax ID you get, if you let me rebuild you, we can get you a card up to $100,000, up to $1 million card too. And you get to write it all off. So why are you doing it the way you do it? Because you don't know the rules and the tools how to play the game. Earlier, I already told you I'll give you up to $100,000 credit. But personal cards, can't write off the interest rate of the card. Have to be safety credit. Jack it up. All right, bring down the score. Can't get any more. Now you're stuck. Remember, never hurt your family. Never bring the pain home. It's called Ray's Rules. You got an SSN and an SS4. One of these. All right, let's get a corporation with divisions and let's have fun. We don't have to bring the pain home. We never had to in the first place. You got the ability to listen and learn. So let's write it down. SSN equals a 1040. Maybe 1 or 2 write-offs if you're lucky. SS4 equals an 1120. From there, guess what? Limited liability and all the write-offs you can get that'll legitimately play in the game with the rules we've been given. And we're not trying to cheat anybody. We can play the same game that every rich and famous people do too. No wonder they used to hire me all the time. So let's understand, if you're basically watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube, that's fun, but you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might just want to go to rayswebinar.com, get the full overview, and learn not to bring the pain home ever again. Now let's listen and let's write down exactly what I heard when I was 7.5. You ready to read it? It's in front of you. It's not here to give you legal advice. It's chapter 18. You see what it says? All right, a corporation's a legal person. By the way, corporations have more write-offs than we do as people. They have all the write-offs. So bottom line is a corporation's more important than we are. How's that? It may sue or be sued. So it's a what again? It's a legal person? So if we look at the United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called states. Every state's a corporation. Oh, every state set up their side line of defense too, called cities. Every city's a corporation too. So they have their line of defense, but you don't. What's wrong with you? Are these turned on today? You got the ability to play the same game, play by their rules, and you get to win. You see, it's called We Are the People. All right? You are we the people, by the way. Not only the Supreme Court says so, so is the constitutional right. Isn't it about time you step up and play the game? You and me for the next 90 days, teaching you the rules and the tools, how to win. You see, Nixon took the gold standard out. That's okay. They got the key to the printing press, and they haven't stopped printing money since then. Now, let's remember something again. When did we get our Social Security card? When we were a teenager to get a job. But Mama delivered a baby this morning. And understand something. The baby cannot leave the hospital. It is federally mandated that Mama signs the SSN form. In other words, the new baby's got to get a Social Security card. All right, because it's going to get a job next week, okay? So let's understand, there's nothing wrong with the rules and the tools. So the baby can't go in the stroller in the car seat till Mama signs the SSN form. Okay, so they got to print some more money today. Nothing wrong with that at all. United States of America Incorporated. I love it. Gave me the rules and the tools how to win. You got the ability today, but I'm sorry to say nobody on the planet knows what I know. All right? I had one professor the other day told me it took 50 people to know what I knew. By the way, I don't know if that's true, but you know what? I can't find anybody who knows what I know. But you know what? Thank God they only made one of me. Could you imagine more than one? SS4 times 4. Did you write it down yet? Write it down. Come on. Tax ID, corporation, debt follows tax ID or SSN. It's like who wants to be the duck? Line of defense, divisions. So you got one SSN and you're bringing the pain home because you didn't know any better yet? We're going to make sure you understand the rules and the tools before I die again. And I'm praying for another 50 years. We'll see what happens. It's not up to me. So let's think about something today. Stop being the duck. Remember what I said? Your SSN is for safety credit for your family. That way you don't jack it up and drop down the score. Corporation has an SS4. It gets the credit reports too. We set up the line of defense, and every division or subsidiary gets one too. We got the ability to play the game and not bring the pain where? Home ever again. But again, I want you to play with me for 90 days. I want you to master the rules and the tools and play the game. I just want you to win. So stop bringing the pain home, please. I mean, if Mr. Trump can bankrupt 4 corporations in the past, never bring the pain home, so could you. If rich and famous people can file bankruptcy every day and say rich and famous, so could you. If we watch Wells Fargo Bank set up in 1852, stole identity, those employees are a bunch of crooks, they got a $3 billion fine. They wrote it off, they don't care, and they shut down over 500 locations again. But again, they're crooks, but not you. Remember the cities, they filed some bankruptcies before too? How do they do that? It's pretty simple. They're a corporation. See, we have the legal right, under the constitutional right, to incorporate too. We just don't have anybody teaching us how to play the game. That's not fair. So credit cards start credit score. Credit score gets you more like a house and a car. House and a car don't do anything with your credit report at all. They look pretty unless you screw them up. So what's the rule? Don't screw them up. Remember what I said? Raise rules. Don't you jack up a card past 29%. You jack it up, your credit score drops, now you're stuck. That's on you. You got to learn the rules and the tools. That's why I want you at the workshop with me. I want to rebuild you and give you the credit education you've needed all along. And that's what we get to do. Now, if I rebuild you, I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. That means I'm going to get you up to a 720. I will charge you $499. From there, I'll give you a rapid rescore if you want to get to the 820. I'll charge you $499 for that too. The office sells this for $998. But wait, as we had on our TV show years ago, all right, I like to do a lot of things for people. In other words, I don't want you to pay $998, but I also want to give you a $1,000 credit card. I want to give you twice as much you invest in yourself. So today, if you were to Zelle $499 this morning, one of those great operators will answer the phone, take your order, you Zelle the $499, order your reports, ready to go. Then we want to get you to class with me. See, $499, a $1,000 card, twice as much you invest in yourself, kind of like getting a refund, and you go into class for up to 90 days about credit education. What excuse could anybody have after that? You see, the rebuilding program is 90 days or less. We don't really care about your mass because we're going to point you in the right direction while we do most of the work for you anyway. You got 800-510-3338 if you want to play. The ultimate thing is everybody needs to know the rules and the tools. There's the Zelle information, there's a wire deposit. That's how we get paid here today, so we can expedite everything for you. The ability to do this. Now, let's think about something. 43 years helping people. All right, 3 times a day I broadcast Monday through Friday live, Saturday live too, up to 9 classes. I don't like pre-recorded crap because in the workshops I want you to ask questions, fax them over, or text them online. I want to answer your questions for you. Now again, I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things, but you're going to have to follow through because I'm going to follow through 100% for you. But again, as I said, I've been studying the rich and famous people since I was a kid. This is Walt Disney. In the past, they filed bankruptcy 7 times, like a couple of you. Recently, let's look what they did. Since they know how to play the game and they're a corporation for years, they got $1 billion in the bank. They didn't want to pay any tax, so all they had to do is write an IOU to themselves. That's how easy it was when you know how to do things. They're playing with $1 billion. I'm trying to get you to the first $1 million. All I'm trying to get you to the workshop with me. Remember, I told you SS 4 times 4. You got the ability to have little liability and go get the credit and all the write-offs too. You don't have to bring the pain home ever again. For every SS 4, you get an Experian, an Equifax, a TransUnion too. This way you can finance the business by the minimum payments and write it all off. You don't have to steal from your family anymore. Now remember what I said earlier, the personal credit, you got to have it. Why do you have to have it? To maintain a score to get more like a house and a car. Don't jack it up, don't drop your score, don't get stuck. The way I designed this in 1986 is kind of fun. I like to get you 8 credit cards per division. 9 lines of credit, 8 supply cards, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, all right, gas cards, and cash cards too. In other words, there's 14 different ways of credit for a corporation. They're going to write off the interest rate in the card and everything they're going to do. Maybe 1 or 2 write-offs at all, and you're liable for everything. That's why you brought the pain home. You didn't know how to play. We got to learn the game. I got to make you a qualified CFO. So that's the ability. You're going to listen and you're going to have some fun while I do the work for you at the workshop and teach you the rules and tools. It's like when everybody talks about Mr. Buffett. I studied his father first and I studied him. He doesn't do the stock market like you think he does. He owns 100 companies plus. He even owns his favorite 10. Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen, See's Candy, British Jewelry, Evelyn's Food of the Loom. Now, he's playing the game. My question to you is, why are you not playing to win? All right, you got the same right to as well. Now, I got one, all right, left expert boot camp I'm going to do before we launch the radio show and TV show again. So I want every one of you, all right, spending 3 days from a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's coming up this month. So I want every one of you in this too. Okay? I want to make sure by the end of those 3 days, you've written everything you need and have to play the game and to win. So let's understand something. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're stuck with me. All right? The bottom line is simple. All right? This is my last and final one. I'm in the process of doing what's called a home project. I'm trying to raise $120,000. But I'm going to only offer this one time today. Then I'm going to take it away and go back and let salespeople do it to themselves. So the housing project I'm working on, it's pretty simple. They're selling it for $4,999. That's okay. Me, if you did it while we're doing the webinar and you Zelled it over, I'm going to give you that for $19.99. By the way, I'm also going to give you the Millionaires Founders Kit for free. But you're going to have to do this morning. If you don't worry, I will take it away, because when those sales team find out I offer that today, they're going to get pissed off at me. So you got a choice if you want to play for serious and have some fun. Now, as an affiliate, it's pretty simple. I'm going to tell you, never use an authorized user ever again. Don't buy trade lines. That's just a joke. It doesn't work. You got the ability to become a qualified CFO if you allow me to build you up. But again, you're going to have to listen and learn. Remember, I'm the guy that actually created 113 ways to daisy chain credit. I can get 99 cards off every card, but we got to talk about corporate credit. It's the only thing we seem to be able to write off. So we're going to say raise rules. I want you to master the rules and the tools today. I want you to know how to play and get to the workshop with me. Now, there's some bars in front of you, by the way. If you have the intent to defraud or rip anybody off, you're not doing it on my dime, because I will testify, get you in a court of law. That's where you're going to go. You're not being a crook. Now, you just had 3 divisions float in front of you. Then you had a corporation. Write down line of defense, please. I want you to focus on something. You bring the pain home because of the personal credit, and you used it the wrong way, and you didn't know the rules and the tools. Okay. What if the corporation maintains 3 divisions? All right, and we do this right. But if something goes wrong with one of those divisions, that's okay. What are we going to do? It's pretty simple. All right, we might call it a Donald Trump. We might call it a city, rich and famous people, a Wells Fargo Bank too. Same thing they got to do. You get to do it too. If something goes wrong with the division, we're going to do the 3-step. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate, can't save the piece. All right, we might have to bankrupt that piece and keep the other pieces, but we're not going to bring the pain where? Home ever again. That's the ultimate thing you're going to have to learn at the workshop with me. Now, the way you bought your house, probably I'll say you did it wrong. Please don't take it personally. See, raise rules. Remember what I said in the beginning today. I want to repackage your house, your car, your bank account. Now, remember, escrow works for you, all right, but you let them tell you what to do. You should have said escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. If your house and your assets are not in a trust today, if somebody sues you, they screw you, they just take it away. Sorry to say that, but it's true. If you die, it's stuck into probate, by the way. That means, bottom line is, your family got nothing. please put it in a trust today. Let's go back to having fun about a house to fix it up. Once again, I'm going to call it a flippity-dippity-do. You're going to probably hire a contractor. Contractor's going to hire those subcontractors that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. But here's the problem. If they cut every corner they can and they slip and fall, they're going to sue you, screw you, and take everything you got. What happened today? You didn't listen to me in the beginning. I told you, plan on somebody trying to take it away or get in your way. I want every property you ever get quickly and due to a division of a corporation. I want you to do assignment of equity. At the end of the day, they can't sue you, and they really do get diddly squat. You got to have to protect your ass, and never bring the pain home. But that's on you. I want you to get that trust set up today. Now, as we do this correctly, I'm going to tell you for one of those two that say, I didn't want to pay tax, Ray. I tried to do it this way. Sorry, I call those dummies. You see, if you're trying to circumvent the IRS and make a mess and all that crap, sorry. They made rules and tools. The only way you're going to win is play by the rules and the tools. Corporations don't pay tax, so they make a profit anyway. So now you're going to have to go to irs.gov. You're going to have to download a form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your butt back in the system, get your COVID-19 check, all right, and make sure you stay in the system from now on. As we play getting that property fixed up today, we're going to use the word OPM like they used to tease me as a kid. We want 4 more divisions. You ready to write them down, please? How about we get for carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood? Why don't we take and get the division set up so we do it right at the workshop, that we go back to the manufacturer and save up to 70%. We don't want to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. We want to use their money to fix up the property. Now escrow closes, and guess what happens? You got $200,000 left over, and they paid off all the bills. But don't act like you're rich, please, because that's not rich. The bottom line is, I'll bet you every one of you had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past, and you kind of pissed it away, and some of you are broke today. Learn Ray's rules, please. Leveraging money. Borrow money's not taxable. Write it down, please. It's kind of fun if you learn the line of defense. You don't have to bring the pain home ever. But again, this is up to you. I've been doing this for 43 years. Leveraging money's fun too. When I had my location in Irvine at 22,000 square feet, and locations in many states as well, doing $1 million plus a day, I was just having fun. The bank would call up or show up at the office every morning at 9 o'clock going, Ray, what can I do for you today? You see, when you got money, they're always going to know your name. You got no money, they don't know who you are. So let's do this. Let's put the money in the right CD, line of credit, bank account too. Let's create 3 reference points. Is that okay with you? What's going to happen is that's 600,000 of reference points when we apply. Remember, the banks get to borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back to us times 5. Now, if they do this the way it's supposed to be and they verify themselves, they're going to have to say yes. By the way, that's $3 million. Since borrow money's not taxable, why don't we take $2 million of that and go get a McDonald's today? You want a Big Mac, a fry, and a chocolate shake? The only thing in your way now is you. You got to realize the only thing stopping you is your own doubt. You got to run your own race. It's about time. But again, everybody wants to talk about cash flow, free up your time. How are you going to create cash flow to free up your time? Well, let's see. C-191D lets a corporation loan 8 ways money, loan it out 8 ways from Sunday. It's fun. What if we do this? Why don't we take $50,000 off of a card? Hypothetically, of course. And why don't we loan 5 people $10,000 today? Put a second on their house. Put a homestead blocker and a UCC one too. Why did we just create a cash flow of $2,449 positive cash flow at the end of the month, and you created it yourself off a good corporate credit card? If you did the $100,000, your income is $4,800 a month positive cash flow. You did 150, it's $73.47. You can design your own cash flow, all right? Basically, freeing up your time, you do what you truly want to do. But the only one holding you back, again, is you. So I'll show you some of the goodies in the past, from the mansions, helicopters, and the yachts too. I believe you got to get past go. But again, that's up to you. As you do this today, let's think about something. I used to call this one God's gift. This is where I park my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Where you park yours again? You see, I'm from Show Me State. Show me or shut up. I get tired of people in their blah, blah, blah today. I like the helicopters, the Lamborghinis, and the buildings too, wouldn't you? Now, I would like you to change your driver's license today, please. I'd like you to have the P.O. box or mailing address. Because every time you whip it out to write a check or use a debit card, you're saying, I'm not home right now. Come rob my house. Come sue me. Screw me. Take it away. Don't you realize the world has all these nasty attorneys on TV? They're encouraging everybody to do what? Sue everybody? But you got to realize, like in California, we have the Schaefer Bill. It's the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. You got the ability to protect you and your family if you choose to. Now, when you bought a car the last time, what did you do? I'll bet you let someone sweat you for hours on end. Last $5,000 got up to 9 inquiries too. Now, if you're going to do it your way, okay, next time when they hand you the piece of paper and say, we got to pull your credit, next to your signature, please write down, this allows one inquiry only. Take a picture, please. If you did it my way at the workshop, I'd show you step by step how to get it at fleet price and a tax ID. That's what you should do so you can write it all off. If everybody else is out there driving company cars, why aren't you? But again, maybe today, sorry to say, and I pray it doesn't happen to you, you went to the bank or the grocery store and you bumped somebody's car. A little bumpity bump, but they act like they got whiplash. What are they going to ask you for? Driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Your driver's license has your home address on it? That's up to you. The insurance, are you paying that out of the paycheck, which they call taxable income? Corporation probably could have paid for it instead of you. The register owner, is it really you? Are you really the duck? You see, they're going to call in those nasty attorneys on TV. Sorry, I call them bloodsuckers. They're going to sue you, screw you, take everything you got. You didn't listen to me in the beginning today, did you? Protect everything you got because someone's going to try to take it away. You can learn that the register owner of a pink slip could actually be the division of a corporation and not you. The lien holder could be the corporation too. So at the end of the day, they can't sue you. What do they really get? They really get diddly squat. Why not? You're going to have to learn how to play the game, just like I did. The difference is I had no choice. I had to get out of hell. Now, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? I took my yacht, parked in my backyard. There's the address. You can check it out. It's pretty simple. I said fill it up. I used a corporate credit card, wrote off the card and the interest rate and the yacht too. Why not? But then after we took people on the yacht, somebody went on my yacht with what? Swine flu and pneumonia, and I get to die. That kind of sucks. My life got destroyed, but I didn't say boo-hoo-hoo. I got pissed off internally again, and I let nothing stop me again. You see, as long as you're trying, you're not dying. If you're not trying, you might as well just be dead. All right? For 5 weeks, I walked around with an oxygen tank. Put my credit score back to an 820. Made myself a good CFO. And guess what I did? I popped another $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and from now on, neither will you. So I want you to the workshop with me. All right? God's using me to help you. All right? If you pay attention today. I made a promise in that coma. I'd help people the rest of my life till the day I die. I pray for another 50 years. We'll see what happens to me. You see, I named my son and my daughter after me. My legacy will live on, called the Reynolds University. It's a choice. Now, if you got a corporation set up today and a stock hit, oh, goody for you. They say that 96% don't do anything with it because they don't know what's next. I'm your next, by the way. I want to give you the articles, the oscillus, and the tax ID. I want to charge you $999. Is that okay with you? Then I'm going to hand you the fish. Then I want you in the workshop so I can teach you to fish. See, every time you watch your favorite movie, I'll bet you can say the lines before they do. Can you not? You watch it so much because you enjoy it. I want you at the corporate setup class for 90 days so you can get it in here. Then I want you in level 1, how to set up the line of defense in the divisions. The workshops are $998. The office sales team want to sell it for $1998. That's okay. Me, on the webinar, I'll give it to you for $17.99. But then I offer a bunch of goodies today. So let's understand what happens today. It's pretty simple. After you master the rules and the tools today, all right, I want to hand you $5,400 of cash credit. I want you to have 3 times your investment back to you. No excuses. I'll do the rapid refresh and the credit building too, all right, in that program for free. And today only, if you did it in the morning, okay, I'm not going to offer the rest of the day, you'll get the Millionaires Founders Kit. But if you don't Zelle it this morning, don't ask for it, because I'm not telling the sales team what I'm going to do, because they don't like when I give things away for you. So there's a Zelle, there's a wire, there's a deposit. Take a picture. It'll last longer. Get it out right away. You can call 800-510-3338. But the moment you ask them about that Millionaires Founders Kit, that Ray offered that, and you talk to them, they get a commission, I'm going to take it off the plate. I said you got to do it through me. Your lack of commitment is on you. That's what's holding you back. All right, there's no reason to do that at all. How about a building and a Lamborghini through a tax ID? Reaching the dream. Think and be the impossible. I've done it all my life. That's why I call it Ray's Rules. You got the ability, and I've heard no 1 billion plus times. Could you imagine I listened to those dummies and they told me no, I couldn't get a Lamborghini at 14 and a half, and I parked in front of the house and went boom, boom. I had some fun then too. You see, you got 90 days with me. I want to make sure you understand, get you the seminar, workshop, and the boot camp. All right, I want you to win. I want you to master all the rules and the tools. Motivation, I love it. I listen to it every morning. I really do. But if it doesn't give me rules, tools, and a blueprint, an instruction manual, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's still blah, blah, blah. I'll show you some of mine. Can you show me yours too? The reality is it's called Ray's Rules. You got the ability to do this today. What I really like to do is rebuild you. See, you got a story to tell too. What if I help you get that 820 credit score? Get you that $100,000 of credit. You can't write it off. It's called safety. Next thing, we get you a corporation and divisions too. Now what's going to happen? Let's get you up to $1 million. Stop being stuck, please. From there, what's next? It's pretty simple. It's me. I'm going to be your next. It's called Ray's Rules. All right? I don't want you bringing the pain home ever again. Remember what I told you today in the beginning? I want to repackage your house, your car, and your bank account, because I think you're doing it wrong anyway. Don't take offense, but I can get you to $1 million. I'll even guarantee that too. It's not hard to do. Now, understand today, I got one boot camp left in my life that I'm ever going to do. It's called the Expert Boot Camp. This is my last and final one ever. So what's going to happen is it's coming soon. It's this month. It's the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Today only, all right, I'm going to try to raise $100,000 plus. Why? I'm working on a housing project. So you get a discount if you do this morning. They're offering it for $4,999. Today, if you Zelle $19.99, you get that. Plus, you get the Millionaires Founders Kit too. Now what excuse would you have? But if you talk to sales, they're going back to the price. You see, when I was 7.5 years old and I heard corporation's a legal person, I had to find my way out of hell. I didn't like being abused and abused as a child. It sucked. So you know what I did? I got pissed off. All right? And I wrote basically the Millionaires Founders Kit, real estate system, financial system too, and how to win the game of business. You got the choice today, and if all you want is book CDs, you want some rules and tools, no problem. The offer will sell it to you for $9.99. Me, through the webinar, you'll get it for $4.99. That's all you're going to have to do. But remember, take a picture of that Zelle wire deposit. You can always call 800-510-3338 as well. So let's remember what I told you. All right, the corporate setup today is $17.99. I'm going to hand you $54 of cash credit back to you. I'm going to give you 3 times you invested in yourself. Do all the work, get you to the workshops, get the rapid rescore, the credit building too. And today you get the Millionaires Founders Kit if you did it this morning. Don't ask at the 2 o'clock or the 4 o'clock. That's not going to happen at all. When I offer something, it's now, 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 or forget it. Let it pass you by again. You've done that to yourself, have you not? Zelle wire deposit. That's all you got to do to get stuck with me. Now remember, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution turned corporations into people. I love the United States of America. I really do. The difference is I had to master the rules and the tools. Everything in life is like passing a test. All you got to do is memorize the answers, and you can get an A on everything you do. It's kind of fun. But Nixon took the gold standard out. There they are printing some more money. The USA, they basically maintain 50 states. Corporations are corporations. States are corporations too. Then they maintain the cities. They got their line of defense. It's called every city's a corporation too. So you get the way to play the game if you want to play Ray's rules. That way you get to win and retain the information for you. Never bring the pain home. Buy a house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. Corporation, don't put it in your name. It'd be kind of dumb. Don't name what it's done. That's double dum-dum. Have up to $1 million of credit, have some fun. Then set up the line of defense. A division for real estate, franchise, current business. The line of defense will protect you, the corporation, so you never have to bring the pain home ever again. Those are the steps, and those are the things we're going to learn at the workshop with me. And I'll offer to do the work for you anyway. So the ability for you is easy. So let's understand something today. Like I said in the beginning, please plan on somebody getting in your way, trying to take it away. But if you got safety credit in the line of defense, you got the ability to see it, believe, and go get it every time. But again, it's up to you. I want you to understand, if all you want is your credit score to an 820, okay, let's give you the rapid, let's rebuild you, let's get you into classes with me, let's give you $1,000 credit card today, twice as much you invested in yourself, and take away all the excuses you would have. Then all you have to do is Zelle it right there, wire deposit. That's not hard to do. So the bottom line is now you got your 820. Now again, I want you to learn the rules and the tools. Millionaires in the Making is my favorite workshop at all because I believe everyone should be a corporation as $1 million corporation. So the first thing is called step 1. Putting all the pieces together, analyze it twice. From there, the office wants to sell it for $3,995. That's okay. I give it away today for $2,999. But I offer you $25,000 of cash credit too. From there, that's 8 times your investment back to you. It's a choice today. And if you did that this morning only, you're going to get the Millionaires Founders Kit. But if you don't do it, it's on you. You just let it pass you by one more time. Zelle, wire deposit. That's all you're going to have to do to get stuck with me. The American dream. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time. Set up the line of defense. Never bring the pain home again, and learn and master Ray's rules and tools. Remember, my favorite in the whole world is Millionaires in the Making workshops. Why? Put all the pieces together, hold your hand for 90 days. I believe every one of you should have $1 million corporation. It's offered today for $2,999. Okay, $25,000 of cash credit built for you in that corporation. 8 times investment back to you. And if you did it this morning, you get the Millionaires Founders Kit for free. But if you don't do that because you didn't listen to me, what can I tell you? Zelle, wire deposit today. It's all you're going to have to do. I personally hold your hand at every seminar, workshop, and boot camp. I've done that for 43 years. Your ability never to bring the pain home is now up to you. We all have to stay safe and strong. Wondering what's next to come our way? It's going to be me to help you. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven, the only Father I ever had. God gave us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. So I got the rules and tools. As He gave it to me, I can give it to you and hold your hand. But again, it's going to be up to you. At the end of the day, you can call 800-510-3338. RaysRules.com is the voice of credit for you. You have the ability to change your life if you want to. From there, ladies and gentlemen, never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.